So here we have a top 10 card magic trick. There are other tricks that I like just as much, but this is in the category of card magic. It makes the top 10. And it's called a mind bender. And I actually coupled it with another very similar trick. And that allowed me to get both of them in my top 10 without counting them separately because they're very similar. So for this first one, we're actually going to make 3 predictions. After you have shuffled the deck, we'll put down 3 cards face up. And then we'll stack cards next to them. All right. And so for this first one, we're going to deal down until you say stop. And since you're not here, we'll just assume that you said stop, and we would have put this card like this. And we're going to do that for all 3, starting now. And because I can't hear you, we'll just presume that through the screen you are saying stop right about now. And we'll put this card here and put the rest on top. Same with the middle, but if you were here or if I had an audience member, I would actually have them shuffle these cards right here. As much as they want, you know, some on top, some on bottom. That way they know it's all mixed up. Some in the middle. Doesn't matter. Same thing, deal down. And I wouldn't even deal this part. I would have my volunteer deal this part. Until they're content, then they put that on top. For this last one, I always know somebody's going to say something like stop right away because they're trying to fool me. They're trying to trick the tricker. So we'll put that on there. Gather these all up. And let's see if we can make something happen. All right. We see a face-up card. So we put it down. Let's look for our next face-up card. There's our next face-up card. We put that down. And now we're looking for our third face-up card. And here it is. So we put that down. Let's start from the middle. We can start anywhere, but we'll start from the middle. Turn it over. We got a match. Our prediction was right there. What about the other 2 predictions? Well, let's go to the third one. Hopefully it's right. Turn it over. You got 2 red 5s, so that's a match. And finally, if all goes well, we got 3 matches. Now we're going to move on to the second very similar trick. Okay, for the last one, we made 3 predictions. For this one, since we're starting to wrap things up, we're just going to make 1 prediction. We're going to put it right there in plain view. And again, we want to make our stacks going from left to right. 1, 2, and 3. We got 3 different stacks here. And what we're going to do, keep this in plain sight still so you can still see it in the corner. Flip over the first card in each row. Okay. And now that tells us how many cards to deal down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lend to a friend, lend to the other friend, put everything else back on top. Same thing with the middle. This time it's a 5 instead of an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lend to our friend, put everything else right back on top. Let's do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Put everything else back on top. Remember, we had this here the whole time. We haven't fooled around with it. Now let's turn over these cards. At this time, we could have a volunteer come up. And let's start in the middle. Make everything symmetrical. Turn it over. We got a queen. That's fine. What else do we have? Over here. That's a queen too. Now, come on. What is going on here? What is this card? A queen as well. And what was our prediction that was in front of us the whole time? A queen. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 2 episodes of the very similar tricks called the Mind Bender. Top 10.